Morning, everybody. We've come back down to Bamborough Beach. I've just managed to tread in a huge puddle of frozen sand and water. So you could be about to see me go on my arse. Didn't realise this was frozen. Excuse me a second while I try and find somewhere safe to stand. We were first here this morning. We left a little bit earlier because the sunrise yesterday started about an hour before it should have done. And we were treated to a glorious, glorious sunrise out at Bamborough Castle. The remains of it you can still see in the background. I've discovered that my boots are incredibly waterproof because the sea is starting to come in. We didn't think it was due in for a little while yet, but it's on the turn. I think I might have actually taken some photographs this morning. Not really been feeling the love for it this weekend. However, I've persisted. I'm still contemplating taking a jaunt over to Haweswater and the lakes for tomorrow morning because there's snow on the mountains. However, everybody is scattered about. The place is heaving now with photographers. You see lovely patterns in the cloud behind me. The light's just starting to hit on the tops of the rocks in the background. Yesterday evening we were down at Newcastle on the quay, which was quite good. The Millennium Bridge all lit up. Got a photo before the ripples started in the Tyne, and it was surprisingly quiet for a Friday night, I thought. We didn't get home till gone midnight, and then we were up at 6 o'clock this morning. But it was definitely worth it. Turn you round. You can see, you might not be able to see, but there are photographers everywhere you look. But this morning was definitely worthwhile getting out of bed. Not quite sure what the rest of the day's plan is, whether we're going to head off to Alnmouth or Alnwick, or whether we're going to pottle around here. However, it was definitely worthwhile getting out of bed. So the sea, I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell on here, is that most gorgeous blue again. It's got to be the light. So, before I manage to fall over, arse over tit completely, I shall sign off and probably see you later. Bye! Good morning. Just a quick catch up really. We didn't have too much of a successful day yesterday. A great morning down at Bamborough Beach. That was really good. We just sort of faffed around a little bit after that. We went out to Alnmouth, which, whilst it was very pretty, there was no real light, so we didn't stay too long. We then went down to Amble, which was quite pleasant. Found a really nice little lighthouse thing, not a traditional lighthouse, more like a pole at the end of the pier. But that was quite pleasant. We did a few long exposures down there. And then we headed off to Northumberland Castle. On the side, I think it's classed as the south side. Quite a long walk up there, which we did. I did not get a sunset. I tell a lie, we did get a bit of a sunset, but just not in the right place. It sort of fired off for about a minute, if that. It was very strange. We got a bit of colour in the sky all around, and that died off, and then 5 minutes later, part of the sky over to the left just went beautifully red, but it was kind of a bit short notice to find a proper composition. So, and we toddled home from there. Lynn and I had a girly night in. while the boys went off to St Abbs. And now we're up, it's just after 6, and we're heading off to the south side, I think. I might have got those completely wrong, of Dunstanburgh Castle, in the hope of getting sunrise. So I shall see you there. Bye! Morning again. Well, we've made it down to Dunstanburgh Beach, and in the background there's Dunstanburgh Castle. It's actually darker than this phone is making things look, which is a bit odd. Sunrise appears to be happening just there, and I'm shooting that way. However, in fact the sky is colouring up beautifully behind us. I'm just in the middle of doing a long exposure. You just see the camera set up just there, trying to smooth out the water on the little tarn here to try and get a reflection of the castle. It's a bit blustery, but it's actually quite mild. In fact, it's ridiculously mild, given the last 2 days it's been sort of frosts and 0 to -1, -2, and it's 6.5 degrees this morning. But the wind is blowing, but then it is the coast. So it's the final morning, and we were really hoping for something a little bit more spectacular than this, but it's a good enough excuse to come back out here again. The guys are dotted around in various precarious positions. I can't see anybody at the moment. Oh, there's the sea out there. And again, we appear to be the only photographers out here, which is fine. It's nice to have the place to yourself. It's about a 10-15 minute walk from the car, from where we parked the car, to out here. And it's nice and bracing. So, I think the camera's doing about a 5 or 6 minute exposure, which doesn't sound very long, but it's taking forever. Feel a bit better for having had a decent sleep last night. We did a lot of walking yesterday, so I let the guys go off to St Abbs Lighthouse. And as I said, Lynn and I had a girly gossip over a can of cider, which was quite pleasant. So the plan from here is head back, pick up the gear, go and treat ourselves to a Sunday breakfast at the barn at Beale, and then head off down the coast, maybe stopping in a few places, see what's what. Might stop at sea houses. We're up to 7 minutes on the exposure, so I might just stop it and see what happens. So, for now, from Northumberland, goodbye.